What? What
So
you want to
what's
ask me, girl?
up? We're sorry. Wait, let's
What's
go
up,
to
what's
the
up,
light.
what's
Let's
up?
go to the light.
Let's find our light.
Okay.
Let's find our lighting.
How did you get involved in the film? And what did you learn along the process? And what is important about blockchain to you personally?
Well, fan of Alex Winter. I narrate the film for Trust Machine, and I know someone who was working on as one of the producers who worked on a bunch of the Marvel shows. So my name came up because they were looking to. Alex originally did the narration for the film.
Got it.
And I think that ended up being an issue for a couple of reasons. But more, I think one specifically is because the space is, like so many, unfortunately, spaces dominated by men. And so it actually made it very male heavy, the film. And also wanting someone maybe to give the right kind of inflection. So wanting someone maybe who was an actor, but specifically also female. They also wanted them to be active and be people who are interested in this space and people who are doing good work. So just like not just hiring any kind of actor. So it all kind of came to fruition, I think, really beautifully. I think a lot like how, like organically, a lot how I think blockchain and cryptocurrency and all of these different things have flourished. It's community based. So I think the community sort of summoned me into the space, which is pretty cool.
You wanted to support, and that's how you.
And I wanted to. It was really quite exciting to be able to bring attention to this because this has come up often actually in a lot of conversations in my circles because I have a voting organization I co-founded 14 years ago, Voto Latino, and like talking about Voto Latino and talking about how we can start making it possible for people to really track their votes, which is obviously something of great concern that we're talking about right now in this particular midterm election with Andrew Gillum in Florida and Bill Nelson in Florida and Stacey Abrams in Georgia. So these are very real-time current issues that we want to figure out different solutions around to have real integrity and transparency. When you're talking about with different activists and organizers about how with musicians and actors and just different people being able to have their livelihoods connected to their artistry and connected to their audience in a way that doesn't have all these middlemen. So there's a lot of, I think, applications. There's a lot of work to be done. What I love about this space is that we are becoming a global world, which is unprecedented in our human history. In the same way our technology is connecting us in a different way, we're also just that is just really the human connection that is finally able to kind of reach out to neighbors all across the world, and we're seeing each other as the human race. And this, specifically blockchain, is going to be the way that I think that we're all going to be able to really formalize what that looks like, that human-to-human interaction, that interdependency, which is how we all work, right? Like we are symbiotic creatures. We are 10% human cells, and then all of these other cells that are just these living beings that we're interacting with, and bacteria that we're living with all the time. Well, we are an interconnected world, and we don't have necessarily the means to fully communicate with each other, but we're really getting there. And so this excites me about like just the next evolution of human communication and interaction and understanding. Actually, as much as it's digital, I think it's actually really understanding our humanity, actually. Sorry, I was super long answer.
Guys,
and I just kept getting work because
no,
interrupted.
Guys, this is such a paradigm shift, and you went to different paradigms to really explain that. It goes deeper for you, and the fact that you got involved in this inspires a lot of us, a lot of the women in crypto, a lot of the women in blockchain.
Yeah.
And I just want to say thank you, and thank you for stopping me for giving this interview, and thank you for your support. If you need any help for building your blockchain in your voting camp, like connecting with some people, the Cybercode twins.
So, see, that's how it goes.
That's how it works.
But no, you keep doing what you're doing and keep meeting a face to tech that's female and brown. We really need to have that. It's one of the things I really love about this film is watching in spaces that we have a narrative about that really puts them as like first world, last world, third world, all that kind of stuff. And when you see how coding and mining and all of these different things are happening in these spaces that we look at like, oh, it's a dirt road. Oh, they don't even have real electricity or this or that, these different countries within Africa and other marginalized communities. And they're actually have an advantage because they're leapfrogging past the way that we've done things into a whole futuristic way that is their basis and their normal. So like, don't get it twisted. The way that things are and the way that things look are not always the way that things will be and the way that they will look. They're going to be a lot more female, they're going to be a lot more brown and black and all different kinds of gender non-conforming, abilitied kind of expressions. And I think it really is democratizing the world in real time, and like our lifetime. We're getting to see something that humanity has never experienced before. And I really love, like, as we talk about Time's Up and patriarchy and capitalism and all this kind of stuff, we are redefining all of that. Each individual one of us having an impact on that. Like, vote. That's why voting is so important, because you vote with your time and your energy. My friend Lee wrote a book on cryptocurrency and blockchain like in 2010, and one of the things she talks about, which is really valuable, is time banking, and that's something that comes up in the film, is how valuable time is. And so when you start talking about like, oh, what, one of the things I was streaming, it was like, you can't base this on anything, like gold is really what you can formulate this on. This is based on nothing, it's on air. Well, time is something that is non-tangible, but it is very real. And if you can imagine using time as a currency with which that you get work done and you organize and you create, like, that's one of the things that I'm really interested in looking at as blockchain and cryptocurrencies move forward, is time. How do we commoditize our time and interchange that and exchange that so that we can have fuller and better lives? Like those ideas of when like computers first got created, like, oh, we're going to create a bunch of AI and we're going to be able to all work less. Well, that's not actually been really true yet. Maybe this is the way that it needed to. Maybe this is the way that it needed to evolve. Yeah.
Thank you so much, sister. Thank you. Love and life. Thank you.
Love and life.
Aloha.
Aloha.
Rosario Dawson crushed it. She went deep on the tech in another paradigm, urging women, people of color. I just won a hackathon, so this is just like momentum. This is insane. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. We will see you guys on the next video. Y'all yeet.